Today we're working on an American Standard unit. So what we're going to do is we're going to put in the put back in the pullout. Now take a look at what happens when your low pressure control starts activating. Okay, if you notice here, the machine's running and the unit will turn off at around 50 pounds PSIG. So the easy way to diagnose if you have a Freon issue too with certain models like this American Standard, if the unit continuously cuts off at the same pressure point right there, that's your low pressure control cutting off the unit. So your discharge is around 275, and let's turn it off here. Okay, that noise was actually the compressor spinning backwards. So what happens also too is when your low pressure control activates, it could even cause your compressor to spin backward. If you want to check if you have low pressure switches in your unit, if you look down here in the actual unit down here, see those two yellow wires? Well, on the thin copper pipe, which is your discharge, that's going to be your high pressure switch, okay, on the thin one. So this unit actually has a high pressure control and a low pressure control. So if this fan motor stops working, and then that other one right there, which is your high pressure, will actually turn off your unit, okay? And if you're low on Freon, the other one with the bigger pipe, that's your low pressure control. It'll cut your unit off on safety when it if it doesn't have enough Freon in the system. Okay, we're gonna actually put the pullout back in, okay? And actually too, if your unit runs like this for too long, you could even damage your compressor, because you don't want that compressor to spin backwards, right? Sometimes these compressors can spin backwards for a very long time and nobody realizes it, and they actually think that it's working, but the compressor's actually spinning backwards. So this is how your compressor should sound when it's spinning the right way. But if it keeps on short cycling, then your compressor could actually spin the other way around. So if you notice right here, it's going to start turning off again at around 50 pounds PSIG. So we got pressures of 50, and keep in mind this is R410A refrigerator. So we got 50, okay? We got about 275 on the discharge side, so we're going to open it up, okay? Now if you notice here, we're going to probably put about, let's say, 2 pounds of refrigerant in there and see what the pressures look like after 2 pounds. If you notice now, the machine hasn't turned off, right? But if I close it, right, the machine most likely will turn off, right? So we're at 75 pounds. Once it hits 50, even though I did put some Freon, it's still going to cut off, right? So you're going to see how it cuts off at 50 still, right? It's just taking a little bit longer for it to cut off. So if you notice, the machine hasn't cut off yet because we're at about 51 pounds, but it's about to cut off right now on low pressure. Okay, so it hasn't cut off yet. We're just going to keep on putting some more Freon. Now the pressures for this type of unit, you're probably looking at around, I would say it's a pretty efficient unit. These American Standards operate probably at around maybe 325 on the discharge or 350, and you want to get her at least around 125 on the suction side here. So we got about 100 psi here. Now keep in mind, the ambient temperature where we're at right now is probably about 95 degrees in that bedroom, okay? It's really hot up there. So you're going to have a really high head pressure on this unit just because that bedroom is super hot, okay? So we're probably going to have a pressure of about 375 before we even get to about maybe 115 or 120, because that room's really hot. It's okay to have a high head pressure if the room that is actually being cooled is like extremely hot. That's okay as well. And if you notice now, the machine has not even turned off yet, so it's close it. So now we're at 350 and 125, almost 120. Okay, we're almost there, okay? Almost there. Thing is, that room's really hot, so it's going to be high on this side. Put a little bit more in there. Alright, so now we're at 125 over 350. Okay, looking good now. We can put just a little bit more, okay? And keep in mind, the bedroom is about 95 to 97 degrees in there. It's really, really, really hot. Okay? Once that bedroom cools off, this discharge pressure is going to drop like a rock, okay? So we're just going to put a little bit more, okay? Maybe about 1 more pound. There we go. Alright, so we are at around let's say 140 over 360. This is about perfect right now for the conditions that we are in. Right now, keep in mind, the outside temperature is about 94 degrees. The bedroom is around 97 degrees, okay? And this unit's in good shape, so this unit was manufactured in 2021. Alright, that's pretty much it. Everything's working good now. Thanks for watching the video.